Going on, guys? It's Pat. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about mastering the art of letting go. Before we do that, let's talk about the weight of holding on to it, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever had a grudge in your life. I know I definitely have. It takes an emotional toll on yourself, but it does nothing for the other person because it's just for you. You're the only one holding on to this grudge. Now, what that's gonna do for you is gonna take an emotional toll. It's gonna take a mental toll on yourself. Use an example, use myself. So I had a grudge against my mom for 20 years. And what that really did for me was just a lot of pent up emotion, a lot of pent up anger that I just held within myself. And it's just this knot, you know what I mean? It's just this knot within you that does absolutely nothing for you. And it does nothing to the other person because they don't know that you have this grudge, right? So what, in reality, you're just hurting yourself. You're not doing anything. And it also prevents you from moving forward. Because for me, again, my mother, every time I would see her, every single time, I'd always get this voice in the back of my head that she's gonna do this thing again. She's gonna continue to repeat this cycle and continue to do these things that hurt me as a kid. And it's this emotional toll that is just going to affect you forever. Now, let's jump into the benefits of letting go and what that's going to do for you. First things first, it's going to reduce stress and anxiety from this thing because it's in the past. So this grudge is going to be a burden. It's going to be a burden from the past, right? And it's going to stick there. It's just going to be there. And it's kind of come back to that emotional toll. It's just going to make that toll on you every time you see them. And it's also just going to kind of pop in your head every once in a while, right? So what this is going to do when you finally let go, when you finally learn from this grudge and you finally forgive, what that's going to do, it's going to open up that space. Because again, like I had a 20-year grudge. It was a knot. It was a solid knot within myself. It's going to open that up to new possibilities, to new opportunities, to healthier options for you. So that's a benefit of letting go. So now that we've talked about letting go, what a grudge is, right? Now let's talk about practical steps that we can take for you to let go as well. So first things first, you need to identify what it is you're holding on to. Whether it be relationships like my mother, whether it be materialistic things, whether it be emotional things, right? You need to identify exactly what it is. And the only way to do that is you have to find out why and what it is from within. Next step is that you are going to have a lot of emotional baggage within that knot, okay? So how I like to think of it is, shout out to my therapist. How my therapist thought of it is it's like a shoebox. Inside this shoebox that you tucked away on the shelf for 20 years is all of your emotions packed within that shoebox. So what's gonna happen is when you pop open that shoebox, all of those emotions are gonna flood over you. You're going to experience a lot of things, a lot of hate, anger, whatever it is, whatever happened to you, you are going to experience it again. But for me, again, it was a 20-year grudge. So I'm going to experience everything that happened from childhood. So these emotions are magnified, okay? So whatever it is, you're going to experience some emotions, okay? So be ready for that. It's going to happen. It's completely natural. Along with that, you need to practice self-forgiveness and self-compassion because that's going to be a lot for you. It's going to be a lot. So you need to give yourself some grace because it's going to be some time. It's not something that you can just pop open that shoebox and you're good within a couple days, right? No, it's going to take time. You're going to need to dive into it, really heal it. So you need to give yourself some grace, self-compassion, self-forgiveness, and forgiveness for the other person, right? Because those emotions are going to be there. You're going to hate, anger, whatever it is. You're going to have something emotional feel towards this person. So you need to be able to forgive yourself and the other person, okay? Now let's talk about some other steps that we can do to take there. Some, not necessarily steps, let's talk about some strategies that have helped me work through that 20-year grudge. First things first was journaling. I've talked about journaling quite a bit on this channel, but you need to write down how you're feeling. What you're doing if you don't write it out is that it's staying internal, it's staying within you, it's staying inside of you. So what that's doing is just, again, you're working on this grudge, but you're still building up this balloon of just emotions, right? But if you're able to write everything out, it instead internalizes it and puts it external. It takes it out of your body. So writing things is going to help you. Also talking about things. Again, I've just talked about my therapist. I've had my same therapist for about two and a half years now. She knows everything about me, but helps to talk to somebody. Like genuinely talk to somebody, someone that's a good listener, that's actually going to try and help you, not someone that's going to judge or doesn't really care. Now, once this grudge is gone, once this thing has happened, once you work through all that shit, all that, once you work through that knot, what's going to happen? You're going to experience a life. For me, I had this grudge for so long that and just this anger built up. I didn't really know what to do with it once it was gone. For me, it was like a lightness. It felt like this weight was like lifted off my shoulders. It felt like this big thing that I've been worrying about for 20 years is gone. Like I don't have this. It doesn't have this hold over me anymore. So I very much felt this lightness to myself. And it really changed my view about a lot of things. I didn't realize like how much that grudge really altered my view of the world and altered my view of people and everything else. So it changed my perspective about a lot of things. And it really, again, I felt this lightness to myself. The biggest thing is that it allowed me to discover this new life. From again, a lot changed for me. I felt like life, there's something out there for me. I always felt like this grudge really, it took control of my life for a good majority of it. So it just new possibilities that were open to me, new opportunities. I felt like I was an overall happier person because I didn't have this knot of just anger, hate, and sadness just over me, because if I was finally able to work through it and truly eliminate it and remove it from myself. So either way, that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.